Okay. Intermission. Toot. Toot. I shouldn't have said that. You have it recorded now.
Because you care, audience.
Yes.
2, 3.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Idiomatic Top 3.
With Nicholas, I am the gaming correspondent for Idiomatic.
And I am Dimitri, editor-in-chief of Idiomatic and movie critic. And television critic too. And that's relevant because we're going to do top 3 fictional characters you would want to see in a reality TV show.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk reality TV, which you know a lot more about than I do.
Yeah.
Starting with something I like to call the show and tell, when we recommend a little something. And of course, this time we're going to recommend our favorite reality TV shows.
Well, mine is one that started a very long while ago, The Amazing Race. I really enjoy traveling, seeing different things. So I really enjoy that show. You get to see the contestants seeing different cool things, visiting stuff, sometimes doing crazy stunts, but okay, that's not the whole point. I really enjoy the traveling part of it and seeing the dynamics of the team trying to work together to find places and get problems solved. So I really recommend The Amazing Race.
What's kind of fun is that it's half like that competition thing that keeps the drama going, and half sort of like, live vicariously through our contestants.
Yeah. And some of the contestants, especially in the early seasons when it was a lot less competitive, you could really see them, oh, look, we're traveling, we're having a good time. And they just stopped and they looked around and they visited. Oh, look, this is awesome. And contestants were running past them and it's like, they didn't care. They were visiting. It was really fun. And that's what I like, just see, appreciate what you have around you when you visit. And, that's what I...
Yeah, I didn't follow it as religiously as you did, but I do remember 2 seasons of that. Like, there was one with 2 old guys, 2 retirees who were just going like, I'm retiring and I'm getting free trips around the world.
Yeah.
And they were great. And I remember with 2 Korean guys who were so zen about it, like you could not get a competition spirit into them. It was pretty freaking funny.
Yeah.
The best part is when they go to the tomb and they stop for a minute of silence and a prayer while all the other guys, all the other contestants run about. It's really weird.
And they did have some horrible stuff in the early seasons, like, eating contests in Africa. This was like, ew.
Oh.
Yeah, it was, but like I said, like you said earlier, it was really like human portrait stunts the earlier reality TV, but it got better. And now, they have a lot more relevant stuff, relevant to the country they are, and a lot more respectful.
Good. Because that's important,
Yeah, that was poor taste, having the contestants eat like a huge amount of food in front of like starving African kids that were looking through the window. Like, yeah, it's not funny, really, guys.
We should have a fresh food throwing away contest in Ethiopia.
Yeah. I was close to it.
Oh, that's terrible.
It was eating a whole ostrich egg. And yeah, you had like, it was in a small African village. And you had like kids that were like pretty much wearing loincloths. And you could see it was like traditional. And that was like more food that they ate in a week. And yeah, they didn't care. It was just, let's eat.
You mentioning The Amazing Race reminds me of another show that I would have recommended, but it's only in French. And, well, since our audience, obviously, English speakers, I'm sure there's bilingual people among you, but not all of you. But I want to talk about, in Quebec, there's a really good one called La Course Autour du Monde, which would be translated to The Race Around the World.
Yeah. Where
it's a young, aspiring documentary filmmakers who are sent across the world and asked to produce a 2 or 3 minute film in every country, a short film, documentary. It's so good and so much fun.
I did enjoy that. Yeah. I did not enjoy the judging afterwards.
Yeah.
God, those judges, it was like, who could be the biggest nitpicker in the gang? And they were all fine documentaries. I really enjoyed the documentary. And you had to switch channels because I could not stand the judging.
Very uppity.
Yes.
Very, very uppity.
Yes.
But what the contestants were amazing, though, because a lot of them, they were sent to war-torn countries and everything. And a lot of them, they take the documentary filmmaking art form, a discipline, very seriously. And they would put themselves in danger to sort of get to a certain truth that, network news won't allow you. And,
yeah.
I have nothing but admiration for those contestants. They're amazing.
And then they had 7 out of 20 because the report was not to the standard of the judge.
Yeah.
God.
It's so true. And then once in a while, you get the lazy ones, like where they're just tired and they clearly like ran out of time, whatever. Where it's like just a bunch of shots with beautiful cinematography of the beautiful countryside of that thing with like, one really profound line from a philosopher from that country. You're like, somebody was tired that week.
Yeah. Still cool to watch though.
Yeah.
So what is your choice?
Yeah, my actual choice though is Dragon's Den. I love both the British and Canadian version, but I'm going to specifically recommend the Canadian one. Really good show. What it is, the concept is you got 4 entrepreneurs, big shots in Canadian economy.
Yeah.
And people present their ideas to start a business, and they may lend money to them in exchange for, part of the rights and the stocks and the, and controlling stock power. It's funny how like everybody's fighting for that 51%.
Yes.
And what's really great about it is that these guys are really honest about why they want to invest into it and why not, and they give tips about how to present it as well. And being a freelance writer, a large part of my life is actually pitching things to people. And a lot of the stuff that the dragons tell them about the presentation is like, it's dead on. It's stuff there's like, yes, I had to learn that the hard way. Kind of like them. It's like kind of like the contestant where it's like, yeah, I screwed up the same way they did.
Yeah.
And it's good advice. Like, I recommend anyone watching this, like, follow their advice. It's good advice.
Yeah, I really enjoy the Canadian and the British version. The American version, which is called Shark Tank, not so much. There's really a huge difference. In the American version, it's really like the sharks. It's the shark show. It's basically how the sharks can be entertaining and stuff like that. This show doesn't really care about who's asking for money. It's really like, how can the sharks be entertaining and fun? And it loses kind of what makes it good in the Canadian version.
Yeah, they almost kind of clown around, I find, I agree that the thing about I was going to use the wrong name, Dragon's Den, that I like is really you get to see these people with these really good ideas and sometimes like clearly a good head on their shoulders and a good strong sense of business, and it's like, and then they get the big investment from them. It's like you get to see dreams realized, but like not from people with hardship, which is fine, but are not from people who really wanted it, but with people with freaking brains. Like this is the time where people with street sense and brains get rewarded, and you don't get that feeling in Shark Tank where, it's very dramatized, I find.
Yeah, it is.
So if you get CBC America, which I know just started recently in the US, you can catch Dragon's Den, the Canadian show, and if you watch Shark Tank because the premise looked interesting and you realize, this is not good, like give Dragon's Den a chance because it's good.
Yeah. Or if you get BBC, you can probably get Dragon's Den, the British version, which is also very good.
True. Yeah, they're a little bit nastier about it, though. The thing about the British one is that they're a little bit more sarcastic, going like, and why would I invest in this exactly? What happens after you lose the rights? It's like, they're really like, here's the problem with it. Here's the problem.
Yeah. They're really snippy about everything. And sometimes it's really funny because sometimes the investors deserve it. They're not investors, but the people who show that they deserve it. But other times you're like, come on, he has a good idea. He's doing his best. Come on, be nice.
That's true.
The really fun ones are the ones where it's a horrible idea and the dragons just rip into them in the British show because they can be really mean. One of them, she wanted to open a school because there wasn't any women on the construction sites. She wanted there to be like 50% men, 50% women. So she wanted to open a school for women to learn how to do construction. And the shark's like, is there a market for that? Really? Do women really want that? And the people who were presenting kept rolling their eyes like, well, there should be. Come on. And the sharks just lay into them. When you're asking for money, you should show a little bit of politeness to begin with. And not roll your eyes. And when the contestant, see, you're doing it right now. That one was really funny.
There's a show you wanted to talk about?
Yeah. It's kind of a documentary, but it's still reality TV because they follow crab fishing. It's called The Deadliest Catch. And it started like one season. They just followed a few crab boats. You know what happens on crab boats. It's the deadliest job in the world because a lot of people die every year. It's on the Bering Sea.
Yeah, George Clooney and Mark Wahlberg died in a perfect storm.
Yes, but it's very, very dangerous. And the first season was such a smash. So you get to follow the crews as they come back, and you get to see the same captains and their crews and how things are going. So I really enjoyed that TV series. A couple of years ago, when the captains died, it was really a horrible.
Oh.
It was very sad. It was the way that they did it, though. It was still very touching. And the captain knew, you have to tell a story. He was in the hospital, and he still insisted that the camera crews stay there and film them, and because he understood, and he thought he was going to make it too. He was getting better and better, and he understood the process, because he got really, really friendly with the guy that was filming him, and he said no. He understood the thing is like, no, you need an end to the story. And I think even if he was going to pass away, he still wanted the end to his story to be told as well. So that's why he stayed there. And now you see his two sons trying to take the control of the boat, and what's happening, and it's really a good series, and I really enjoy it.
Mm.
And that's ultimate reality. It's what's happening there. There's no contest, no anything. That's their job. They're doing their job, and they're being filmed.
I guess it's sort of like The Hills, but in the water, and with people who actually achieve things.
Yeah, people who work,
Yeah.
They're adding new characters too, so it's great. They're following new crab boats too, so new characters come every season.
Wait for season 3 when they bring a love interest.
Oh God, no women on boats. That's bad luck.
Do they still follow that?
Oh, some captains are very superstitious. It's insane.
Now
It's
that's
like
so sexist.
we don't leave port on Fridays because that's bad luck.
Okay.
No women on the ship. If you see a seagull, you follow it. It's gonna leave the crab. Some
Oh, the seagull makes sense.
different kinds of wildlife you see. This is where you have to drop your pots, and they really follow the good luck. It's crazy.
But the women thing, it's sort of like in 2011. It's so weird.
Well, they don't say they don't belong because they're a woman. It's bad luck. So
Yeah, result is kind of the same. That seems wrong to me, man.
But I mean, it is a very hard job anyway. So I mean, not sure. You pick the best people for the job, and they pick old fishermen that know how to do the work. So I don't think it has anything to do with being old. It's just
No. I'm sure it's a profession where you'll likely find more men than women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sort of like firemen, until they set different standards for men and women. Back when men and women had the same standard, women were firemen, fire people, I guess, but there were fewer because the physical standards were a little bit more demanding for a woman.
Yeah.
But now they've adjusted that so that women don't have to carry as much, which makes no sense to me.
No.
But
if my legs are broken and I'm stuck in a burning house, I want the fireman to rescue me to be able to lift me. I don't care if he's a man or a woman.
Yeah, well, that's exactly
I want
it.
the standards to be high.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. I don't really approve of that. I do understand that women should not be kept from an occupation where they might excel at, but that's the thing. They should excel at it.
Yes. Yeah.
To the same level as a man at any rate. And so I'm thinking of that, and sort of like, so I would imagine by the same token there would be fewer fisher women than fisher men.
Yeah.
But like, there's a difference between that and no women on my ship.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it's very cramped too, so the living quarters or something, it might break some weird American rule for separate quarters for men and women, and you can't have that on this very cramped ship. So that might be the reason why. I don't know American law very well. That could also be some weird convoluted reason why you can't have it.
They should just fish in international waters.
Actually, I think they do.
Most of the time they do.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So there you go. Deadliest Catch. I haven't watched your show. I don't even know you, but I've insinuated that you're sexist. All right, let's start with your number 3.
My number 3. On The Amazing Race, I would like to see the team of Castle and Beckett. But from season 1. In season 2, now they're a little too chummy and used to each other. That'd be boring. Like the season 1 where Castle was getting on her nerves and everything. Yeah, put that team in The Amazing Race.
I would love to see that as well. Castle, of course, from Castle.
Yeah.
But I would add that I would also want to see as another team, they're the 2 other cops.
Yes.
I would love to see that as well. I would love to see all 4 of them in 2 different teams.
The 2 other cops would work better, and that would be funny too.
Yeah.
Castle outside of his comfort zone, can't use his money. That'd be great.
I would watch that. I would totally watch that. That's a good one.
So what is your number 3?
My number 3 is House MD on Big Brother.
Oh, wow.
I would love to see how he manipulates everyone.
He would win easily.
Oh, he totally would. If he can shoot a potato gun at a kid and still not go to jail, he can win Big Brother.
Yes, easily. Oh man, that'd be awesome. Yeah, the good players in Big Brother, you were awesome to see how they manipulated. Like how they would say something and just whisper in the back to somebody else. I was like, well, they're good. And they had the charisma to make it work, so House would be entertaining to see.
What would be great is that he would even, halfway through, he would stop trying to win, or look like he stopped trying to win, and start psychoanalyzing every contestant, trying to see what makes them tick, and discover the puzzle.
Why are you here?
Yeah. That would be great. Alright, so your number 2 pick for fictional character on a reality TV show?
My character Bones from the TV series Bones. Dr. Temperance Brennan, I guess is her real name.
Yeah.
She should go on the Jersey Shore. There was an awesome episode where, she says she watches the Jersey Shore as like a documentary, even though it's a reality TV show, but it's a documentary and she studies the Guido. She should go live with the Guido, Jane Goodall with the gorillas, go live with them for a season, see what happens.
I would love to see afterwards, her anthropological understanding and analysis of the Guidos. Just an in-depth look at how she understands that culture would be awesome.
Yes.
I gotta admit, I saw that episode of Bones as well, and the bit where she starts shaking her head like a lunatic to intimidate the other alpha male was freaking hilarious.
The fact that it worked too. So what is your number 2?
My number 2 is, I think, a little bit controversial, and I understand if it's going to offend some people, but I would like to see Professor X on Wipeout.
Oh, wow. Oh, you're horrible. Well, can he use the thing where he has his presence that, is somewhere else? You see him as a ghost there. I forgot what it's called.
His astral projections?
Yes.
Only to distract the other contestants.
Okay, then he has a fair chance.
Oh yeah, no, I want him to use his powers. It's part of his natural abilities for sure,
Well, it's too easy. He can make the contestants forget what they're doing. And you're like, why am I here?
Well, that's what I want to see. I want to see the second round where, they keep alternating between 2 difficult paths after the spin around like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted him to start trying to get people to go in the wrong direction while he himself is dizzy. So he'll keep controlling the wrong person because he's so dizzy. I want to see that. That would be awesome.
That'd be cool. Wrong, but cool. That's awesome.
Because I kind of want to see him in a buoy sliding down the big thing, but in the wheelchair at the same time. That would be pretty weird.
Okay.
But I mean, he's an ex-soldier. He has strong arms. I'm sure he can do it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Emma Frost would be cool to see there, too, Cleavage. That was nice.
Emma Frost can host.
Oh!
She has a biting wit. That would be pretty awesome.
That's true.
Alright, so you can write your angry letters later on. We'll tell you where to.
Alright.
Alright, so to dig me out of my hole, number 1 pick for fictional character in a reality TV show, Nick.
I will choose for Deadliest Warrior, which is a TV show where 2 people come and they choose their certain warrior that they represent, and they try and argue that they're the deadliest warrior between the 2. You have weird contests like pirate versus knight, or astronaut versus ninja, or stuff like that, and who's the better warrior. So I would have the matchup Pinhead from Hellraiser versus Ash Ketchum from Pokemon.
Who do you think would win? What would be the verdict?
Well, I mean, if Ash can only, pre-select his Pokemon beforehand, not knowing who he's fighting, I think Pinhead has the advantage. But, if you know your opponent, then you can choose whichever Pokemon. Ash has the edge, Snorlax, you just land the Snorlax on Pinhead. See what
I kind of
happens.
want to see that, big Snorlax on Pinhead going I can feel the flesh. It's what? Yeah, there's a lot of it, buddy.
So yeah, that would be great.
Ash Ketchum, Pikachu, I will tear your soul apart. That would be great.
Pikachu, Thunderbolt. No.
She's full of metallic chains, dude. That can't be good for him. Because Pinhead has those pins sticking out of his head. That's the
Yeah.
thing. If Pikachu attacked him, like, would there be an electrical grid all at the edge of every pin? That would be pretty freaking awesome.
Oh, I think, no, lightning conducts from, where it tries to go to the ground. So it would enter from the pins, from like all the different pins, go through his skull, and then go all the way down to the ground.
His head would explode, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, cool. I definitely want to see that. You sold me on it.
uh,
All right, my number one pick for top fictional character on a reality TV show. I want to see John Keating from Dead Poets Society, the teacher played by Robin Williams,
yeah.
on Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, God.
I want to see Ramsey lose his freaking little mind, where John Keating will keep trying to make him laugh. And then, like, Ramsey would be the default authority that will punish Robin Williams for making people laugh.
Yeah.
It would be awesome. It was like, it's raw! It's raw! And he'd be all like, but isn't life raw? You gotta live a little. It'd be awesome.
I thought you hated that movie.
I hate that movie. I really do. But, like, come on. You gotta watch this face-off. That would be freaking hilarious.
Ramsey would win.
Oh, God, I hope so. But then when he gets kicked out, the other contestants could start like standing on the chairs and the tables and the counters and just like say, "Captain, oh my captain."
You think the other contestants would buy into that?
I can't even believe that the kids bought into that. But let's pretend for a second that it would. It would be funny because then they'd have to wash the counters.
Yes. And Ram would say, "Okay, no winner this season, no prize. You're all going home."
And then John Keating would come back and was like, "There is not a prize. That's not how life works." Live a little. He'd be tearing page off the cookbooks.
There is no cookbook, really, so...
That's true. He would be tearing be tearing the scallops that are well done.
Go in the restaurant and tear the menus apart. You don't need a menu. What do you want to eat?
I shall have a birthday cake.
He comes back with all those crazy orders and it's like, we don't have duck. We don't have this. We don't have haggis. We don't have... It's like, oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, tell me you would watch that.
I would, to see him get kicked out.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Obviously, he'd be in the troublemaker half.
Yes, that's true.
Alright, so if you want to share with us your top fictional characters in a reality show, or just share with us some of your thoughts on reality TV and your favorite reality shows, or the ones you hate the most, we don't care. We're not judgmental. Or you would write some angry letter about the fact that I made fun of Professor X at Wipeout.
Or if you want to, tell us who would win, Pinhead versus Ash Ketchum.
Oh,
call
yes.
as well.
Yes. You can write us at mail@idiomanic.com or post a comment right below the episode at idiomanic.com.
Yep. See you next week. Okay. Intermission. Toot. 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 I shouldn't have said that. You have it recorded now.
Because you care, audience.
Yes.
2, 3.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Idiomanic Top 3.
With Nicholas, I am the gaming correspondent for Idiomatic.
And I am Dimitri, editor-in-chief of Idiomatic and movie critic. And tell
Show you get to see the contestants seeing different cool things, visiting stuff, sometimes doing crazy stunts, but okay, that's not the whole point. I really enjoyed the traveling part of it and seeing the dynamics of the team trying to work together to find places and get problems solved. So I really recommend The Amazing Race.
What's kind of funny is that it's half like that competition thing that keeps the drama going, and half sort of like, live vicariously through our contestants.
Yeah. And some of the contestants, especially in the early seasons when it was a lot less competitive, you could really see them, oh, look.
Fiction critic too, and that's relevant because we're going to do top 3 fictional characters you would want to see in a reality TV show.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk reality TV, which you know a lot more about than I do.
Yeah.
Starting with something I like to call the show and tell, when we recommend a little something. And of course, this time we're going to recommend our favorite reality TV shows.
Well, mine is one that started a very long while ago, The Amazing Race. I really enjoy traveling, seeing different things. So I really enjoyed that.
We're so zen about it, like you could not get a competition spirit into them. It was pretty freaking funny.
Yeah.
The best part is when they go to the tomb and then like they stop for a minute of silence and a prayer while all the other guys, all the other contestants run about. It's really weird.
And they did have some horrible stuff in the early seasons, like, you know, eating contests in Africa. This was like, ew.
Oh.
Yeah, it was, but like I said, earlier, like you said earlier, you know, it was really like human portrait stunts the earlier reality TV, but it got better. And now, you know, they have a lot. We're traveling, we're having a good time, and they just stopped and they looked around and they visited. Oh, look, this is awesome. And contestants were running past them, and it's like, they didn't care. They were visiting. It was really fun. And that's what I like, you know, just see, you know, appreciate what you have around you when you visit. And, you know, that's what I...
Yeah, I didn't follow it as religiously as you did, but I do remember 2 seasons of that. Like, there was one with 2 old guys, 2 retirees who were just going like, I'm retiring and I'm getting free trips around the world. Oh!
Yeah.
And they were great. And I remember with 2 Korean guys who like,